This is new. Hello, ghost hunters. The Chronicle update is here, and I've gotten in there and hunted a few ghosts so I can tell you all the cool new things you can expect in this update. And let me tell you, this is no small update, so buckle up because this is a lot. Let's start with the first thing you'll notice right away. First, your lobby is going to look a lot shinier. You'll notice right away that you suddenly have way more trophies than you did before. You'll have to let me know how your trophies and your lobbies look. The second big thing you're going to notice is that the menu is different. It looks a lot better than our old menu. At least I think so. And what's this? Twitch drops? That's right, starting with the 24th, you can watch any of the Kinetic game partners, which includes me, streaming on Twitch to earn this badge. I believe you only need to watch for 2 hours to earn the badge, but don't hold me to that. You're also going to notice that the lobby now has some stuff on this wall over here, and by stuff, I mean the new sound recorder. You can also find this in your shop, and yes, you'll have to unlock each tier to get the upgraded versions. And while we're talking about leveling to buy better gear, you should know that the level at which you unlock gear has been adjusted so that some things will be available earlier than before. And yes, thankfully this includes the Tier 3 Crucifix, which in my opinion was available way too late for those of us who did a bit of grinding to get to max prestige. You can find all the details about the different tiers of sound recorder in the shop. And yes, it's electronic, so using this while a ghost is hunting is very risky. You may also notice in the lobby, but more likely in your games, that your objectives have gotten a little bit of a spruce up. You'll find a lot more objectives that relate to media, like capturing unique photos or videos. But the objectives aren't the only thing getting a tune-up. The challenges are as well. I'm not sure what all this will include just yet, but we do get our first new challenge with the update. It's called On Record, or maybe On Record. I don't know. And for this challenge and future challenges, you can click this magnifying glass to see exactly what this challenge does or doesn't include. And can I just say, as someone who does the challenge every week, this is a welcome change. While I enjoy the challenge, not all are created equal, and some of them downright suck. Okay, I know you want to hear about the new sound recorder, and with that, I'll cover the new media because you can't talk about one without talking about the other. In each game, you can capture 13 total media, 5 photos, 5 videos, and 3 sounds. For the video camera and the sound recorder, I'll just say it's going to take some time to get used to using these items now. To record, you'll need to hold your use key. And yes, I spent a lot of time accidentally turning them off and then back on, turning on night vision, and accidentally taking photos of the floor. The nice thing is that you can delete 3 of your media items. And for each of these, you'll want to try to get unique media. In other words, if you record the ghost walking in the dots twice, one will be unique and one will be a duplicate. Getting a duplicate still gives you money, but less than if you got a unique. And the tier of equipment you use also matters. Using a lower tier will net you less money, while using the highest tier will give you the most. So let's talk about uniques for just a moment because that's the part that is certainly going to be confusing for most players. Unique media is for each type of media. So you can have a video of a burned crucifix, a sound recording of a burned crucifix, and a photo of a burned crucifix, and they will all be unique. Also, you can now get several photos or videos of the ghost. Here are some examples of things that you can photograph. Please note, you cannot take photos of salt, or doors opening or closing, or items being thrown. I mean, technically yes, you can take a photo, but it won't count for anything. I know, I said it was going to be a learning curve. Here are some examples of things you can video record. Okay, let's talk about the video recording for a second before we get into the sound recording. This is unique because you can literally just hold down your record all the time, and if something happens, it will record it and put it in the book. But this is why that is not ideal. For example, when I recorded my ghost walking through the salt, well, it walked through 2 piles. So I immediately got 2 clips of the ghost walking through the salt. One nice thing is that there are several ways to get videos of the ghost, as different types of ghost events count as separate unique media. This means if you want to maximize your rewards, you can really rack up some money and XP with video and camera. So before we head into the sound recorder, let's take a look at the van, because this is really a new way for players to utilize that teammate that is hiding in the van, pretending to not be scared. The new monitor in the van now includes a bigger screen, so nice, and tabs for you to swap through the cameras. CCTV cameras are here on their own tab, so when at a larger location, you can spot your ghost and determine what area the ghost is in much easier. And since they are separate from the player cameras, this means that you can completely avoid the CCTV on those smaller maps where it doesn't make any difference as the cameras are not in the area the ghost can haunt. And if you have all 4 cameras set up, you can see all 4 at the same time. You can select one camera to take a closer look when needed. Headcams also have their own tab so you can check in on your teammates as needed too. And what's even more interesting is that the player in the van can actually record from the van. Clicking record will let the camera pick up anything worth recording when it appears. Walking away will turn that recording off though, so you can't just set it and leave it. This is a huge quality of life upgrade for the game, and I can't tell you how happy I am to finally see it. Okay, one more thing about cameras and then I promise we can get into those sound recorders. When recording, if something is worth recording on the screen, you'll see these lines appear on the screen and words, and yes, I know, they're small, telling you what it will record. I personally found this to be very helpful in my own games. It's much easier to spot those ghost orbs now. Now on to the sound recorder. I did try all 3 tiers and the tier 3 is definitely the best of the 3. That's probably not a big surprise. However, I really loathed the tier 2. The tier 1 wasn't as good as the tier 3, but in my opinion, it's not as clunky as the tier 2. Once you get a chance to try them out, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the different tiers. Let me know in the comments. The sound recorder does have all new sounds, and yes, they are creepy. Here's some of the things I recorded.
Oh, this is different. Oh, that did count. Ooh, creepy! What? I'm making you go mad?
Men go mad with watching.
Did I record that? It's very quiet. Oh, it's a duplicate. Help. Is that what that said? Where are you? Okay then.
These were all very interesting for me, and while I'm sure I'm missing plenty of things that can be recorded, these are a nice creepy addition to the game. I'd love to hear what things each of you were able to capture in your media. Let me know in the comments what you saw or heard. So what are my thoughts on the sound recorder? Overall, it makes the game more in-depth. It requires more effort now to get a perfect game, as you need 13 unique media to earn that reward. And it allows a higher bonus with multiple ghost media rewards. Also, these media rewards are now affected by the multiplier, so this is a big gain in XP and money. However, and I hate to complain, I did find that playing this solo made getting 13 unique media a chore. In almost every game, I lost all of my sanity long before I was able to even make it halfway through my media, and spent more time juggling between 3 different tools to try to get my unique evidence. So 13 is a lot for a player doing a solo game. There's also a learning curve, and I took photos of things that no longer count, and some that should have counted. I'm looking at you, UV evidence. I also found that smaller locations meant that a dots ghost wouldn't be visible long enough for the video camera to actually capture the media. How frustrating. I had thrown objects that weren't able to be captured because the interaction was brief. I found myself juggling between 3 items and running back and forth trying to complete a perfect game, and well, it was kind of exhausting. I have a feeling newer players that are on their own are going to struggle with the media. Again, I hate to complain, because overall, this change is great, and I really like it. But I do see that for some, this change may not be a welcome one. But hey, at least we won't have people running in and taking 9 photos of the salt every game. So I mentioned that sounds are new, but did you think that this meant just the sound recorder sounds? Because no. There are all sorts of new sounds in this game, and not just on the sound recorder. Doors make new sounds. Ghosts make new sounds.
What the F? What the beep's that?
And yes, even the Parabolic microphone makes new sounds. In fact, I didn't hear even one sound on the Parabolic that I recognized. Well, none that I recognized from before the update. I did hear some sounds that are on the sound recorder, and I guess those are all the ones labeled in the journal as paranormal, and then talking, laughing, groaning, etc. But I noticed something odd. And this first odd thing was with a Banshee. Remember I said I didn't hear any sounds I recognized? And that includes the Banshee wail. So, is this the new Banshee wail sound? Okay, so that's interesting, but if the Banshee got a change, who else got a change? The Diogen? Is it breathing okay? I don't know, I didn't get a single Diogen. What about the Poltergeist? Is it feeling okay? Because this isn't a super throw. Or is it? I don't think so, but I'm assuming it can still throw a temper tantrum and toss it all. What about the Yuri? This isn't a Yuri. Or this. Or this. But this? This is. So, is the Yuri ability different? I'm not sure, but I'd guess all the ghosts are up in the air, and maybe we should keep an eye out for what we see that's different. Maybe don't pull the trigger so quick on what you think it is until you're absolutely certain, because, well, they're behaving differently. If you're still with me here, there's 2 other things I'd like to note. First, the Crucifix now has a visible cooldown. How cool is this? It burns, and while it's glowing hot and red, we can apparently still pick it up just fine. We must have skin of steel. But either way, this Crucifix will cool off, letting us know when it's time for the ghost to hunt again. The second big thing that I absolutely love is the debriefing screen you're going to see in your lobbies. After your first game, you'll notice this debriefing button on the menu. How often have you clicked through the screen so fast that you forget to check where the bone was? Or how many times the ghost used its ability? Or how long that last hunt took you? Well, now you can go back and check. And finally, as if all that wasn't enough, devs have said that this can be shared with all of you. The Grafton Rework is coming soon. Now yes, I know it says shortly after Chronicle, but those of you who've been playing for a while, you know this can easily mean months still. But I'd guess we'll see it before the anniversary of Phasmophobia, which by the way is coming up soon. 5 years. Can you believe it's been 5 years? I don't want to delve too deep into what I think we'll be seeing with Grafton when we have so much new stuff to look into with this Chronicle update. So just know that it is coming soon, and when I have more information, I'll be sharing it with you here. Alright, now to all of you. I want to know, what do you think of Chronicle? Depending on when you watch this video, you may or may not have had a chance yet to dive into it. But once you do, please come back and tell me what unique things you experienced in this update, especially if I didn't mention them. I am just one person after all, so surely I missed something. I want to know what you love, what scared you, and, well, even your complaints. So please let me know in the comments. One of my favorite things about video creation is the chance to chat with all of you. And while you're here, make sure you like this video and subscribe if you're not already, so you never miss out on future content. In the meantime, you can watch either of these two amazing videos by yours truly. Happy hunting!
What? What'd that say?